And then he walks down he starts coming down, like he starts throwing in some chromatic notes. So from that 14th fret E string, he goes to the 12th fret on the E string. Then on the B string, he goes 14, 13, and 11 on the E string. So that's... Then he walks down a chromatic line from the 12th fret to the 10th fret. So... Then he plays on the G string with the 3rd finger on the 12th fret and slides up to the 13th fret. And that's a minor, you can hear the minor 3rd to the major 3rd. And then he plays the 2nd finger on the 12th fret of the B string. So that whole thing is... Then he slides down to the 11th fret on the B string from the 12th fret. Then from the 9th fret to the 7th fret he slides down again. At least that's what I'm hearing. I'm not sure exactly. He may be running down the next, going to the next string at that point, but I'm sort of hearing slides going on there. But sometimes his legato is a little deceptive when you slow it down. So anyway, so the whole thing so far is... Then he bars that 7th fret. When he slides down from the 9th to the 7th, he goes down to the 7th fret on the G string, I think. Yeah. So he bars that, and then he goes to the 9th fret and he does the same thing on the G string to the D string. He bars it, but he's rolling. He's not playing the notes together. So then after he does that little roll on the 9th fret, he plays the 8th fret G string, and he plays the 9th fret again on the D string. So I think that's what he's doing. That's what he does, yeah. Okay, so he rolls off that, does the 8th fret, goes back to the 9th fret on the D string. Then he... Yeah, sorry about that. I get confused with all these notes when I play them slow. After he rolls back down that and the 8th fret to the 9th fret, he runs up from the 6th fret on the G string to the 8th fret on the G string to the 9th fret on the G string. Then he bars to the B string, plays the 9th fret, 8th fret, goes back to the G string and plays the 9th fret, and then the 7th fret on the B string. So it's... and back down to that G string 9th fret. So, and I'm going to try and get the tablature up on this, but that second part is... I'm sorry. Then from there he slides down a half step to the 8th fret, and he pulls off at that point. So he slides down 9 to 8, pulls off to the 6. That's all on the G string. Then on the D string he plays the 9th fret, and he pulls off to the... he actually pulls off and hammers on from the 9th fret to the 6th fret on the D string. So... Then he plays the 6th fret on the G string to the 9th fret. And he bends that, or I'm sorry, the 6th fret to the 8th fret, and he bends that up a half a step. And then he throws in a little vibrato. So the whole beginning is... actually, when he runs down this, when he slides down and runs down that, he kind of speeds up the tempo a little bit. And then he plays the next little run he does. He does the 6th fret on the B string and the 7th fret on the B string, and he holds that note for a second. Then he pulls off to the 6th fret, and he goes down basically a B flat minor pentatonic scale. And that's 8th fret, 6th fret on the G string, 8th fret, 6th fret on the D string, 8th fret, 6th fret on the A string, and then the 9th fret on the E string. And at that point, you can think of that either as a C sharp major pentatonic or a B flat minor pentatonic. Anyway, at that point, when he hits that note, he goes back up to the D string 6th fret. Then he goes down to the 6th fret of the E string, and then he goes down to the 4th fret of the E string. And then he plays, he basically plays a C sharp, again, a sus chord, with the A flat in the bass, with the G sharp in the bass, I'm sorry. So that whole thing is basically... And then after that, he basically, you can either think of it as a B major pentatonic or a G sharp minor pentatonic. But he starts on the 7th fret of the B string with his pinky, goes to the 4th fret of the E string, his first finger, and then if you're thinking of this as a G sharp minor pentatonic, he goes to the 9th, and he plays the 6th fret of the E string and bends up a half step to the 7th fret. It might be a quarter bend, but I think it's a half bend. So that's... And then he just bends that back down, and he runs down the minor pentatonic, which is on the E string, the 4th fret, on the B string, 7, 4, G string, 6, 4, D string, 6, 4, A string, 6, 4, and the E string, 7th fret, 4th fret. Then he slides down to the 2nd fret on the E string. And then he plays another sus chord, basically a B sus. This time, instead of playing with open strings, the way we showed it the first time, he actually bars the whole... At least I think that's what he's doing. And he's also playing the F sharp and the bass. So... And that's it. So I just thought that was cool. I like the the beginning kind of turnaround. Instead of just running up a scale, he did that really kind of jazzy thing to do. I guess rock players do that sometimes, fusion-y rock. And then all the little chromatic stuff I thought was cool, so I figured I'd transcribe it. Anyway, take those little ideas like that little chromatic run and, you know, mess with that in different keys and stuff, and use it in your own playing. That's the coolest part about transcribing all this stuff, is tweaking it and using it for yourself. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again. Check out guitarbreakdown.com. If you have any comments, again, you know, let me know, email me or anything like that. And if there's anything that you want to see transcribed along these lines of these kind of licks and stuff, let me know and I'll try to get to them. I'm going to try, like I said, to get to that tablature. I already wrote this down, but I write it in standard manuscript, and it's really messy. So I'll try and get to adding that tablature, and I'll attach that to the bottom of the link. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you again on the next one. Thanks.